Welcome to Civil Services Achievers Point. We are discussing today the Assam Tribune of 26 September 2020. At Civil Services Achievers Point, we have various courses. You can join these courses. For details, please call the number given below. You can also follow us on the social media platforms. These are the answers to the MCQs of 25 September 2020. These are the MCQs of 26 September. Students, you can pause the video here and you can attempt the questions and you can mention the answers in the comment section. So you can pause the video here to attempt the questions. These are very important MCQs from current affairs, which are highly important and highly probable in the upcoming prelims examination. These are the important newspaper articles we are discussing today and the important editorials. So students, let us begin. The first topic is that state government will be taking steps to boost the tea sector in Assam. So this topic we will study in the general studies on Assam paper, and the topic will be economic development. So to give relief to the tea industry in Assam, the state government has announced interest subvention and capital subsidy schemes, particularly targeting the orthodox tea production. So what will do, the government will provide 3% interest subvention on working capital loans with a cap of rupees 20 lakh per annum. So that the limit is 20 lakh per annum, which can be borrowed from commercial banks. So whenever any loans are taken up to the limit of 20 lakh, there will be a 3% interest subvention, and an agriculture income tax holiday for 3 years is also announced for the tea industry. So the finance minister said that the state government will pay a subsidy of rupees 7 per kg of orthodox tea produced in the state with effect from April 1 this year, which will be in addition to rupees 3 per kg subsidy provided by the Tea Board of India. So the Tea Board of India already provides subsidy of rupees 3 per kg, and above that the government of Assam will provide another rupees 7 per kg. Moreover, a 25% capital subsidy for purchase of machinery to produce orthodox tea will also be provided by the government. So for the procurement of machinery and infrastructure, there will be a capital subsidy of 25%. Now coming to our next important newspaper article is that a panel is formed to delimit the BTC constituencies, that is the Boroland Territorial Council constituencies, and this is as per the recently signed Boro Accord. So this topic we are studying under the general studies on Assam paper, topic polity. The state government has formed a 4-member commission for carrying out the delimitation exercise of the BTC constituencies. So now, as per a clause of the Boro Accord, villages with over 50% Boro population can apply for inclusion in the BTR, that is the Boroland Territorial Region, and those with more than 50% of non-Boro inhabitants can apply for exclusion. So what is this delimitation exercise? The delimitation exercise is basically redrawing of the constituencies under BTC. So the villages will have in the peripheries of BTR. So this exercise will be held in the villages which will be in the boundary or peripheries of the Boroland Territorial Region BTR, and for this exercise a 4-member commission has been constituted. The commission will be headed by former Chief Secretary P.P. Verma and comprise present administrator of BTC, IAS officer Rajesh Prasad, APSU representative Jayanto Basudari, and Dalim Dayong, who will represent the non-Boro communities. So it will be representing the former chief secretary, which will be the head of the committee, and there will be the present administrator from BTC, and there will be a Boro community representative and a non-Boro community representative. The commission will also give recommendations on increasing the number of seats in the BTC from 40 to 60, apart from the delimitation of the constituencies. So whether to include certain villages or delete them, that decision, and also whether to increase the number of seats of the BTC from 40 to 60 to be taken by the commission. So moving on to the next important newspaper article, a legendary singer SP Balasubramanyam dies after fighting COVID-19. So students, APSC has a tendency of asking questions on eminent personalities whenever they are in news, and since SP Balasubramanyam is in news, APSC will definitely find a way to ask a question on this regard, because last year when Girish Karnad expired or he passed away, APSC asked a question on Girish Karnad. So this time it is highly likely that APSC will definitely ask a question. Not only APSC, even UPSC will also ask a question on SP Balasubramanyam. So this topic we will study in the General Studies 1 paper topic culture. So playback singer SP Balasubramanyam, who held over millions of fans with his golden voice, and he sang over 40,000 plus songs over 5 decades, that is 50 years, died at a hospital on Friday, and he was fighting a battle of life after he was infected with COVID-19. He is a 6-time national award winner, who was also honored with Padma Shri in 2001 and Padma Bhushan in 2011. Now another important newspaper article. Students, one question from this topic will definitely come in the upcoming APSC prelims exam. It is guaranteed. I will explain why this topic is very important. That the Yamin Hazarika Award conferred on author historian Rana Safvi. So this topic we will study under the General Studies on Assam paper topic culture. So the 6th Yamin Hazarika Woman of Substance Award for the year 2020 is conferred on historian and author Rana Safvi. So Rana Safvi is a passionate believer in India's Ganga Jamuna Tehzeeb, that is the syncretic culture, which she documents through her writings, podcasts and videos. So here the 6th Yamin Hazarika Woman of Substance Award for the year 2020 is conferred on historian and author Rana Safvi. And who is Rana Safvi? Rana Safvi is a passionate believer in India's Ganga Jamuna Tehzeeb, which the author or she documents through her writings, podcasts and videos. She has published 7 books so far on culture, history and monuments of India, and these are the tales from the Quran and Hadith, the Delhi trilogy, where stones speak. Now the question is, who is Yamin Hazarika, on whom the award is given? So Yamin Hazarika, the award is presented every year by a collective of women professionals in memory of the first woman from the Northeast to join the Central Police Services, Yamin Hazarika, who was the DCP of Delhi Police. So Yamin Hazarika was the first woman from Northeast to be selected for the NCT of Delhi, Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Daman and Diu and Dadra and Nagar Haveli Police Service, that is the DANIPS, a federal police service in India, administering Delhi and the Union Territories in 1977. So Yamin Hazarika was the first woman from Northeast to be selected in the Central Police Services. And this award is given, has been given to eminent personalities like Indrani Raimedhi, athlete Tayabun Nisa, actress Maloya Goswami, environmental activists Purnima Devi Burman, and social activist Hasina Karbi. So these are some of the past recipients of the Yamin Hazarika Award. So this is a very important question. Students, APSC will definitely ask from this slide only. So please pay attention and make a note of it. Now this is again another important topic. APSC will definitely check this, that the Sankardeva Award of 2020, this topic we are discussing under the General Studies on Assam paper culture. Bohisto Deva Pharma, the Burha Satratikar of Borpeta Khatra, will receive the prestigious Shimonto Award. So Deva Pharma, a scholar in the field of Satriya culture, will receive the award from Chief Minister Sarvananda Sonowal. Now born in 1938, Deva Pharma, after 14 years as Deka Khatriya, was named as the Bura Khatriya in 2007. Now another important topic, Anandaram Dhekial Phookan remembered. Now this topic we are studying under the General Studies on Assam paper, history topic. We have already covered Anandaram Dhekial Phookan in our Assam history classes. So on an August function was held at a hall in the Morigao District Journalist Association on September 24 to mark the 172nd birth anniversary of Anandaram Dhekial Phookan, who was one of the most illustrious sons of Assam and the stalwart of Assamese language and literature, as well as the Renaissance of 19th century's Assam. So the respect and the position which Assamese language attained was largely due to some of the contributions of eminent personalities, and one of them is Anandaram Dhekial Phookan. So Anandaram Dhekial Phookan played a crucial role. However, the memory of Assamese language doyen or the contributor towards Assamese language, Anandaram Dhekial Phookan, the memory is on the verge of oblivion. That is, Ohomia ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰীয়ে বৰ্তমান সময়ত আনন্দৰাম ঢেকিয়াল ফুকন কোন হয় চিনি পোৱা খুব টান বৰ্তমান সময়ত, কাৰণ সকলোৱে খালি যিখিনি বস্তু পৰীক্ষাৰ কাৰণে লাগে বা যিখিনি বস্তু পৰীক্ষাত আহে, মেট্ৰিক পাছ, ডিগ্ৰী পাছ, তো এনেকুৱা এটা সিচুৱেশ্যন আহি পৰিছে। অসমীয়া ভাষা সাহিত্য বুৰঞ্জী, অসমীয়া ভূগোল নজনাকৈ ল'ৰাবোৰ পাছ কৰি বিভিন্ন ক্ষেত্ৰলৈ গুচি যায়। তেতিয়া কি হয়, সেই ষ্টুডেন্ট সকলে কিমান সমাজলৈ কন্ট্ৰিবিউট কৰিব পাৰে তাতে কিছুমান সন্দেহৰ স্থান আছে। আৰু সেই কাৰণে পাব্লিক সাৰ্ভিস কমিশনৰ এক্সামত যেতিয়া ষ্টুডেন্ট সমূহ বহে, whenever a student appears in the public service exam, APSC checks these points both in prelims, mains and interview also. So students, as we are aspiring to be a civil servant in Assam, these points are very important and should be known by every student from Assam. So Anandaram Dhekial Phookan, who established the Assamese language as the official level during the British rule in Assam way back in 1848, is not known to most Assamese youths today, and he published many books. A few remarks on Assamese language and on vernacular education when he was a magistrate at Nagaon during the British days, and this book was submitted to the then Governor General at Calcutta, thereby establishing Assamese as an official language in Assam. So he had a huge role to play in establishing Assamese as an official language in Assam, because in between Bengali was installed as the official language in whole of Assam. So we have covered this issue in our Assam history classes. You can refer to our Assam history notes. Now, this is the important news which is frequently occurring in the news. So both APSC and UPSC will ask on this because it is a tax reform initiative. So the Central Board of Direct Taxes launches the faceless income tax appeals, and this topic we are studying under the General Studies 3 paper Economic Development. So the Central Board of Direct Taxes launched the center's much publicized reform measure of faceless income tax appeals. So under these appeals, all income tax appeals will be finalized online under the faceless ecosystem, with the exception of appeals relating to serious frauds, major tax evasion, sensitive and search matters, along with International Tax and Black Money Act. So all this may be a point in the MCQs as the options, that all income tax appeals will be finalized online under the faceless ecosystem. But there is an exception. These exceptions are very important. Exceptions of appeal with respect to serious frauds, major tax evasion, sensitive and search matters, along with International Tax and Black Money Act. So in August month itself, while launching the faceless assessment and taxpayers charter as part of transparent taxation honoring the honest platform, the Prime Minister announced the launching of faceless appeals on September 25. So from now on, in income tax appeals, everything from e-allocation of appeal, e-communication of notice, e-verification or e-inquiry to e-hearing, and finally e-communication. So everything is digitalized with respect to the appellate order. The entire process of appeals will be online, and it will not require any physical interface between the appellant and the department, between the taxpayer and the department. So the faceless appeal system will include allocation of cases through data analytics and the artificial intelligence under the dynamic jurisdiction, with central issuance of notices which would be having document identification number. Now, the new system will be instrumental in imparting greater efficiency, transparency and accountability in the functioning of the income tax department, because there is a pendency of almost 4.6 lakh appeals at the level of the commissioner in the department. So there is a 4.6 lakh appeals at the level of commissioner in the department, and out of this 4.05 lakh appeals, or about 88% of the total appeals, will be handled under the faceless appeal mechanism, and almost 85% of the present strength of commissioners shall be utilized for disposing of the cases under the faceless appeal mechanism. So it will highly improve the transparency, efficiency and accountability in the functioning of the tax department. Now, Israel tests C2C missile system. This topic we are studying under the General Studies 3 paper topic technology. The Israeli Defense Forces announced that it has conducted a successful test of a new C2C missile system. The Israeli Defense Forces, or IDF, said that the system was designed to ensure Israel's continued naval superiority. So now we will discuss the important editorials of 26 September 2020. So helping hand, this we are studying under the General Studies 2 paper topic International Relations. So on April this year, the 193 members of the UN General Assembly had adopted a resolution asking Secretary General Antonio Guterres to identify and recommend options, including approaches to rapidly scaling manufacturing and strengthening supply chains that promote and ensure the fair, transparent access to and distribution of preventive tools, supporting materials, and new diagnostics, drugs, and future COVID-19 vaccines. So the members of the UN General Assembly had adopted a resolution which asked the Secretary General Antonio Guterres to provide the proper laboratory testing, preventive tools, materials, and everything in a transparent, fair manner to all the members. And that call for cooperation had come as a research laboratories and pharmaceutical companies began launching a costly search for vaccines and other therapeutics that might be critical in fighting the pandemic. So the vaccine companies, the pharmaceutical companies began the vaccine process at a very costly rate. So this is why so many world leaders at this week's virtual United Nations General Assembly Summit have requested the hope that COVID-19 vaccines would be made available and affordable to all countries. So by now, more than 150 countries have joined the World Health Organization-led entity called COVAX, in which richer countries agree to buy into potential vaccines and help financial access to poor ones. So there is a danger called vaccine nationalism. Many other countries have been reported that some rich countries striking deals with pharmaceutical companies to secure millions of potential doses for internal use, and this term is called vaccine nationalism. A prelims-based question may also be asked by APSC regarding what is vaccine nationalism. So vaccine nationalism occurs when a country manages to secure doses of vaccine for its citizens before they are made available in other countries through pre-purchase agreements between a government and a vaccine manufacturer. So there is a danger that vaccine nationalism would come in the way of equitable distribution of vaccines so that a helping hand can be extended. A helping hand can be extended to every member of the world community if COVID-19 vaccines are not available affordably to those who need them. The consequences will likely be disproportionately serve as vulnerable and marginalized population. So, যদি সকলো দেশকে COVID-19 vaccines দিয়া নহয়, if every country is not provided with affordable supply of COVID-19 vaccines, then there will be a consequence for the vulnerable and marginalized populations. So with these students, we come to an end to today's current affairs discussion. I hope this class was helpful. Thank you for watching the video, and please try to make a note of the important points which I have made regarding prelims and mains. Please know that from these points only the prelims MCQs will come, apart from our test series and our daily MCQs. It is advised that whenever I have made any point that these points are important from our prelims perspective, please make a note of it, because from that only MCQs will be asked. So thank you and keep revising. Thank you.